Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sophia from Pineapple Tuition. I hope you're okay this morning. If you are doing OCR Biology A, I got a quick video for you for today, particularly those of you that are in year 12. And if you've just done mock exams at the end of year 12 and now you're moving into year 13 in September. So just having a little look, I'm just sort of organising some feedback for one of my clients. And if you did a mock exam at the end of year 12, which is 99% of you did, it's quite likely that your teachers would have given you a paper that was a past AS paper, probably two papers. Quite likely one was a breadth paper and one was a depth paper that was past paper from the OCR website. Or some of them are lockdown papers still. So usually the teachers do try and keep a secure paper in hand to be able to share with you guys and get you to sit them under test conditions. First of all, you need to know that your exams at the end of year 13 are not going to be breadth and depth. They're not going to be set out like that. Okay, so I've just been, as I said, just analysing the papers and how it's all set up. And for the A-level, it's a very different setup. If you are doing the OCR A-level, you're sitting the exam at the end of the summer 2024. Okay, so if you're in year 13 doing OCR, sitting your exams at the end of summer 2024, you will have 3 different exams. Your paper 1 will be, I'm just looking at my notes here to make sure I get it correct. Paper 1 and paper 2 are both worth 100 marks. They are 2-hour, 15-minute papers. Okay, they are both also, in terms of weighting, they are worth 37% of your final mark. The difference between them is that they both cover different modules. So both paper 1 and paper 2, you need to know module 1 and module 2 really, really well. And module 1, just again for your reference, module 1 is to do with practical skills. So that is covered in actually all 3 exams, right? So your practical skills are really, 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 really important. Your module 2 is your foundations of biology topics, which is why I keep banging on about the foundation. Know those basics, so that core knowledge really, really well. So paper 1 also then covers topic 3 and 5, which is exchange and communication. So paper 1, topic 2, exchange and then communication. Paper 2 covers 1 and 2 again, but topic 4 and 6. So 4 is biodiversity, which I know a lot of you find challenging. The questions on biodiversity can be challenging. They need a lot of practice. And then topic 6, which is your genetics, that comes later on. Okay, your third paper is called Unified Biology. AQA call that the synoptic paper. That is much shorter. It's 1 hour, 30 minutes. And again, coverage is synoptic. So you'll cover everything in that last paper. It will probably be later on in your set of exams. Okay, so it'll be later on in the exam period. Paper 3, your synoptic or unified biology is only worth 26% compared to the other 2. As I said, it does cover modules 1 all the way through to 6. I'm going to quickly share my screen so I can just share with you where to find this information so you are familiar with where to find the different pieces of information. So on the screen here, you will see, I'm just going to pull this up. I'll show you where to find it. So if you go to the OCR website here and go down the bottom, first of all, they seem to be changing the specification and changing what's being taught. So it says up here, let's come up to here. Make sure you're teaching the correct specification. There's currently 2 versions of the A-Level Biology A spec on their website, so make sure you use the right one. The most recent version of the specification applies for students who will be assessed from 2025 onwards. Okay, so if you are going into, let's get this right, if you're going into year 12 doing OCR, it will be the most recent version of the spec because you'll be sitting your exams in 2025, 2 years time. The rest of you who are moving into year 13 in September, you will need to use the old version of the spec, and they've made it actually clear here. Where are we at? No, hang on, let's get the right one. Oh, they've named this 2 different things. Download A-Level specification, final assessment. Here we go. The one that says final assessment 2024. Okay, so that means you are going into year 13 and you're doing your last exam in the summer of 2024. Okay, so once you click into this, I've actually got it open behind here just to save all the faffing about. You'll come into here and you again, it reminds you here, the specification will have final assessment in summer 2024. Okay, so do make sure that you are just be aware of this. Okay, make sure you get the right one. Now, what we want to do is go to here, assessment of OCR A-level in Biology A, and we're going to go down. What we're going to look at really quickly is this forms of assessment, and this is really important. So this is on page 58 for those of you that are kind of following along or trying to find your own one here. So forms of assessment, this is important for practice as we go into year 13. So the first paper here, they call each paper a component. So processes, component 1, the first paper, biological diversity, component 2, the second paper, and then unified biology, component 3, which is your third paper. And actually important, the practical endorsement, the practicals that you do in class is component 4, and they've given you some information about it here. I'm going to focus on the first 3 for this section of video that we're doing now. So again, I've already told you this, first paper 100 marks, there's 2 sections, and this is what's important for you. The first section here, section A, is multiple choice questions. It's worth 15 marks. It sounds really easy that you all got multiple choice questions. That's absolutely fine. They are trickier than you think. You will need to be practicing multiple choice questions. The second section is more like a regular A-level exam paper, section B. Now, short answer question styles, structured questions, problem solving, calculations, and practical questions, and extended response questions, which means you'll need to write a bit more. It's worth 85 marks. These are the kind of questions you're going to need to practice. Moving on to component 2, again, if we look at the paper 2, 100 marks, it's different topics, the modules here, if you remember, okay? And earlier on in the spec will tell you module 1 is this, module 2 is this, module 3, I've been through it earlier, but if you need a reference point, same structure. Section A, 15 marks, multiple choice. Section B, short answer styles, 85, and extended response, sorry, 85 marks, so a lot more marks for section B. Last one here, the unified biology. This is component 3, your synoptic paper. It's going to assess the content from modules 1 through to 6. Okay, so this is the stuff you've learned, including the practicals that you've done. So this is, remember, it's a shorter paper. We said it's 1 hour, 30 minutes long. It's worth 70 marks altogether. Okay, and the question styles, again, let's have a look. Short answer, same as the previous 2, and extended response questions. You will not have an essay type question to do. Okay, so the more look at these section Bs here down the side, the more you can practice your structured questions, your problem solving questions, your calculations, and your practical and extended response questions, the stronger you will be when you come to doing your exam. Okay, and lastly, the bit that people tend to leave out because it's tricky, because it's not so structured, because it's not taught as such when you do the practical part, is the practical endorsement. So every time you've got 12 practicals that you should have done, so 6 ideally in year 12 and 6 in year 13, you need to, as well as doing the practicals, you need to understand what the practicals are about. And then there's this CPAC, the Common Practical Assessment Criteria. And it lays out what the criteria are in section 5F. I don't want to make this video too long, but go back into the specification document that you've opened, and it will lay it out. You need to be able to do this and this and this and this and this. And if you can't do any of those things, if you're aiming for an A or an A star, go back and make sure that you can do those things, right? So either call me, I was going to say text me, don't text me, send me an email. We can sit down and have a conversation together about how we're going to get you sorted with the skills that you need. But as I said, I can't emphasize enough, doing the practicals, go back in your notes, look at those revision guides, and look at, you might have a practical handbook. I think I might even have one knocking about here. I can't see one handy. No, but if you've got a practical handbook, that's a really, really good thing to have, so that you can see these are the skills that I've shown. So when I get asked this in the exam, I'll be able to answer questions on them. Okay, so that's important for paper 1, paper 2, and for paper 3. So make sure you know those. Okay, now I'm going to come off of sharing here. this video is far longer than I intended it to be, but hopefully if you are OCR, that will help you out. If you have any questions, just pop them below, and then I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.